Harry continued to worry about the Dementors and Sirius Black, but he had plenty of other things to think about as well.
You've got to help Neville.
What?
Neville was wandering around on the 5th floor, and Malfoy's lot found him and locked him in the Muggle Studies classroom. And they've released a Ghoul.
Where's Hermione?
In the girls' dormitory. She's finding it easy to study up there.
Well, I suppose it's you and me then, Ron.
Welcome back to the Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban on the PS2 Let's Play. This is part 5 and we just returned the prefit badge for 10 house points. The next thing to find is a Remembrall near the stone circle in the grounds. We'll get that in the next part. So, this is the next night mission that we have in this game. The first one was that Marauders map challenge, and this is the second one. So basically, Neville Longbottom was on the 5th floor just exploring and looking around, and Malfoy and Crabbe and Goyle and their friends found him and locked him in the Muggle Studies room and released a Ghoul. So what Harry and Ron has to do now, because Hermione is studying so she can't join us, they have to go to the 5th floor and help Neville, basically. Save him from the terrible, terrible Ghoul. So this night mission, it is quite simple. That's pretty much all that we're doing. Nothing else, and I just went too far. We're not doing anything else other than that. But it is a good night mission anyway. I do enjoy it, even though it's very simple. I still think it's good. So let's go to the 5th floor.
Did you see his Potter and Weasley?
So there they are. So let's have a duel. Again, let's just cast Flipendo at them. As you all know, we all have to cast Flipendo. And if you're wondering what that orange spell they're shooting, that is like a spell that gives you a pumpkin head. We don't have that spell, so we can't use it, which is a bit unfair.
Go on, clear off, Malfoy. We did it! Yeah, but we've still got to save Neville from the Ghoul.
And if you notice that my talking sounds a little bit different, that's because I do have a cold. And here's another one of those stink pellets things, so make sure that you get these every time that you see them. So yeah, I do have a cold. I got that like 2 days ago. So I do sound a bit strange. But I still need to make videos, and I don't think it's that annoying that you can't like watch the video just because of my stuffy nose and my strange speech. I don't think it's that bad, so I don't really care. I need to make a video anyway, so let's just do that. There's 2 chests here. One of them is here and it's open, and the other one is actually locked, and I can't remember at the moment how to open it. I don't think I'll show it anyway because it's like an extra thing. But I know there are lots of extra things. There are, for example, an extra room you can go into here on the 5th floor and do some stuff. You can enter that room from the previous room that we were in, where we had that duel, but the door is locked. So you need to find a way to open it, and this just did not open from that fight. So let's continue on.
Just leave me alone!
And here's Neville and the Ghoul. Neville's just standing up there being scared, and the Ghoul is throwing things at him. I just want to show you guys something. If you attack the Ghoul, this is quite scary actually. It will run after you like that. It's actually a bit scary. I remember when I was younger and I did that and I got really scared.
okay. I'm alright. Ah! Okay then, you keep him busy.
So now Ron has to find a way to get the ghoul away. And he's trapped up here, and so he needs to find a way down too. If any of you guys noticed that thing, and they all just jumped off the ledge. If you notice that thing that inside the box, I don't know what you call them, but that doll inside the box or whatever it is that you call them, it's the same face that we saw from
Here I can use.
the Defense Against the Dark Arts class in the movie where they learned Ridiculous. It's one of the students that was afraid of something and turned it into that thing. So here we go, there are, I can't really remember what these are called, but they're like ghosts. I do know the name of them, but I can't remember it at the moment. So, Ron just got a new spell, Lumos, and he needs to use it to defeat them. If you don't know the name of these, you actually get them in your Folio Bruti, where you can study their names. So we will probably get that page, but I probably won't show you guys. I can't remember the name of them, but it doesn't really matter. Let's just use Lumos to defeat them. This is the last one. You just have to use Lumos until their shape comes out like that, and then just use Flipendo.
Now, how do I get out of here?
And now we need to cast or find a way out of it. Just use Lumos on crystal balls to charge them with light. Like that. It's kind of like the same thing that we saw in the Glacier Spell Challenge. And now you just move this. The same thing as we did in the Glacier Spell Challenge. Just move it, point it at the eye, and the eye will of course close and open the gate. And make sure that you get the house points and continue on. And it gets locked, so you can't go back. Here is another chest, which I think it's a chocolate frog. Yeah, it is. So that's good. And for some reason, the only thing that we do fight in this night mission are these ducks. These toys, I mean, because this is the Muggle Studies room. So of course there are a lot of Muggle things, and there's a lot of Muggle toys around here. It kind of looks like a toy store, which I do like. If you remember, I told you about that room you can go to, the extra room. It's right down here.
Ron, we need your help down here. Okay. What was that?
So this is kind of like a boss battle. What we need to do is to defeat this toy. It opens its chest, I can say, and it shoots rockets at you, which is not very nice. So each time it opens its chest to shoot the rockets, you just have to cast Flipendo, as we do with every boss and every enemy that we fight against. Just use Flipendo. Simple as pie, and you can't cast more spells at that thing to get the stuff. And my speech sounds very strange right now. So because the head landed there, the train goes here, and we can shoot Lumos at this crystal ball. And that will open that room, which we are supposed to make the ghoul go inside. But first I just want to show you this. You can play a little game here, just driving cars around. I think it's I like small things like this in games because it's just funny they have stuff like that included in the game. So the ghoul is afraid of Lumos, so cast Lumos and make it go inside this room.
Ron, can't you lock it in there?
Now leave my friends alone! Okay, let's get back to the common room.
And that's basically the night mission. Now we just need to make sure that Neville gets safely back to the common room. So we need to follow him all the way back.
I just want to go
And
to bed. Can we go now?
I don't know if he already has, but when you're following him back, he will what's it called again? He will moan like a lot about us being slow and wanting to go back to the common room, which is a bit annoying. But I guess it's okay. So I really love this loading screen actually. I love the fact that we get all kinds of different loading screens throughout the game, depending on what it is that we're doing at the moment. So let's go back to the common room, if anything else will happen.
Oh no!
We need to find her.
You'll be lucky.
What do you mean, Peeves?
Ashamed, your headship, sir, doesn't want to be seen. So I'm running for the landscape on the 4th floor. Crying something dreadful. Poor thing.
Did she say who did it?
Oh yes, Professor Head. He got very angry when she wouldn't let him in, you see. Nasty temper he's got, that Sirius Black.
And to that effect, Sir Cadogan will be standing in for the fat lady. Now, I know you're all still very worked up about what's happened, but my advice would be for you all to go to bed.
So a lot of things have happened now. We'll talk more about that in the next part. See you then.